Hello everyone, and welcome back to our deep dive into the SCP universe. Today, we're retaking a break from the cosmic horrors and existential dread to spend some time with one of the Foundation's most heartwarming residents. We're going to follow a day in the life of SCP-2295, affectionately known as Kairos, the bear with a heart of patchwork. So, grab a warm drink, get comfortable, and let's spend a soft day at Site-24. Our story begins as SCP-2295 wakes up. Even though, being an anomalous stuffed bear, it doesn't technically need sleep. It's nestled in its favorite spot, a cozy little nest of scrap fabric and tiny plush pillows that the Foundation staff lovingly stitched together just for it. The patchwork bear slowly stands up on its little fabric legs, its mismatched button eyes blinking one after the other. Before starting its day, it performs a familiar ritual. It pats the small pocket on its chest, checking its tiny sewing kit. This isn't just a toy. These are its tools, its medical instruments, and today is going to be a very busy day filled with kindness. The bear begins its morning rounds, waddling down the sterile hallway of Site-24. Its little felt feet make a soft, rhythmic thup-thup sound against the polished floor, a gentle beat in the usually quiet facility. It's on a mission. Soon, it spots a researcher grimacing at their desk. A paper cut. It's a minor annoyance, but to SCP-2295, any hurt is a call to action. Before the researcher can even find the first aid kit, the bear's there. With a speed that defies its clumsy stitch. Patch. A tiny fabric bandage, complete with a cartoon star, appears perfectly placed on their finger. The researcher, initially surprised, breaks into a warm smile and kneels down. "Thank you, little guy," they whisper. SCP-2295. Jess waves one of its fabric paws, shyly, covering its stitched mouth with the other as if it's blushing. It doesn't need thanks, but it clearly appreciates the gesture. With its first patient of the day patched up, the little bear continues its journey, its button eyes scanning for the next hurt it can fix. It's a simple purpose, but one it pursues with unwavering determination. As the morning turns to midday, SCP-2295 arrives at the staff break room. This place serves a dual purpose. It's where the human staff relax, and it's also become an informal toy hospital. The staff know of the bear's abilities and its gentle nature, so they've started leaving behind their own damaged plush companions. Today, the patient list is long. There's a stuffed rabbit with a missing ear, a well-loved plush shark with its seams coming loose, and a floppy-eared dog plushie that has lost one of its button eyes. Without a moment's hesitation, SCP-2295 gets to work. It sits cross-legged on the floor, surrounded by its patients, and pulls out its needle and thread. Its little paws move with a surgeon's precision. It reattaches the rabbit's ear with neat, almost invisible stitches. It reinforces the shark seams, making it strong enough for many more hugs. As it works, it hums a quiet tune. It can't sing, of course, but the gentle rustling of fabric and the soft clinking of its tools are its own unique melody. The final patient is the dog. The bear carefully selects a matching button from its kit and sews it into the empty socket. The dog looks whole again. As it places the last stitch, something magical happens. The newly repaired rabbit, shark, and dog all seem to lean in, giving SCP-2295 a silent, collective thank you hug. The little bear squeaks happily, a sound like fabric rubbing together, clearly delighted that its friends are all better now. Its midday clinic is a success. Afternoon arrives, and with it, snack time. Now, being a stuffed bear, SCP-2295 can't actually eat or drink. It doesn't have a digestive system, but that doesn't stop it from enjoying the social ritual. It loves to pretend. A friendly cafeteria worker, who has a soft spot for the little bear, brings it a tiny toy teacup filled with air. The worker gently clinks their own mug against the toy cup, a gesture of inclusion. They're having a fancy tea party, right here in the Site-24 cafeteria. Someone else offers the bear a freshly baked cookie, knowing it can't eat it. SCP-2295 takes the cookie and gently presses it to its fabric face, right where a mouth would be, as if giving it a kiss. Then, It carefully sets the cookie aside on the table for someone else to enjoy. Its joy isn't in consumption, but in participation. The real treat, however, comes a moment later. A researcher presents it with a gift, a brand new spool of rainbow-colored thread. The bear's entire body wiggles with excitement. To a creature made of patchwork, this vibrant thread is better than any dessert. Its potential, it's a promise of more repairs, more kindness, more color to bring into the world. As evening approaches, the energy at Site-24 shifts. Security teams are running drills, their movements sharp and practiced. During one of these drills, a guard missteps and bumps their knee hard against a metal crate. They wince, a sharp intake of breath echoing slightly in the corridor. Before they can even properly sit down to assess the damage, a familiar thup-thup sound announces an arrival. SCP-2295 is on the scene, its little sewing kit already open. This is more than a paper cut. This requires a bit more care. The bear works quickly, its patchwork paws a blur of motion. First, it applies a star-shaped patch made of soft felt directly over the bruised area. Then, using a special fabric marker from its kit, it draws a tiny, cheerful, smiley face on the patch. For the final touch, it crafts a small, gentle cushion made of stuffed cotton and secures it over the patch to soften any future bumps. The big, tough guard looks down at their knee, now adorned with a star and a smile, and can't help but chuckle. They reach down and gently pat the bear's head. In response, SCP-2295 lets out a soft, fluttering purr, like a cat made of cloth and thread. Its stitches seem to vibrate with contentment. Another mission accomplished, a big hero moment for a very small hero. The long day of kindness finally comes to a close. SCP-2295 waddles back to its fabric nest, the place where its day began. It methodically tidies its sewing kit, placing each needle, spool, and thimble back in its designated spot. Everything must be ready for tomorrow. It then picks up a small, button-eyed doll that another staff member had made for it, hugging it close. As we know, the bear doesn't sleep, but it does rest. And in its own way, it dreams. It closes its mismatched button eyes and imagines a world free from pain. A world where no one has to suffer from injuries, big or small, because there's always a tiny, dedicated bear ready to sew hearts, both literal and metaphorical, back together again. It curls up in its nest, feeling warm and proud. It's just a hero made of scraps, a collection of donated fabric and stuffing, but it holds a profound belief that every tear, whether it's in a piece of cloth or in a person's heart, can be mended with a little care, a little thread, and a lot of love. Thank you so much for joining us for this gentle look into the life of SCP-2295. It's a wonderful reminder that even in a universe full of danger, kindness can be the most powerful anomaly of all. If you enjoyed this story, please hit that like button, subscribe for more SCP content, and let us know in the comments which SCP you'd like to see featured next. Until then, stay safe and stay curious.